Welcome to EPG Pathshala in the subject of information technology and in the paper of open source software. Friends, in this module we will study something about content management system. Content management system is an online software in which you manage content. Content can be articles, documents, multimedia, that is audio, video, image format and so on. So, the objectives of this module are: first we will get an overview of content management system, then we will study a very well known content management system, that is WordPress. WordPress is an online blogging software. It also facilitates of creating websites, and we will also see some technical aspects of WordPress, what are different technologies available with WordPress, what are plugins, how to install WordPress, and we will see a sample site that is created using WordPress. So, friends, let us begin with this module. Now, as you can see, content management system is a computer application that supports creation and modification of digital content. It is often used to support multiple users, and content management system can support multiple users in collaborative environment. As I said earlier, content management system can include documents, it can include graphics, various image formats, various multimedia applications, audio, video in various formats, and naturally it does support HTML pages. So, as I said, when we want to create a website, a content management system is a software which facilitates of creating website. A content management system is generally a system which manages our content. We can create content using that system, or we can manage it very efficiently. Now, you might be aware of various software. Let us see some well known software that are used for content management system. A very widely used software is Joomla. Joomla is used for creating websites, e-commerce websites, shopping websites and so on. Similarly, there is another software, Drupal. Drupal is also an open source software which is used to create online portals, shopping websites. It is used to create websites that are Web 2.0 and so on. Another software is Moodle. Moodle is generally used in academic environment. Moodle is a learning management system. So, when we say learning management system, it is also content management system. Learning management system includes notes, teachers assignments, quizzes, and so these are the content that can be added into Moodle. And lastly, WordPress is a very reputed software. It supports lot of websites. It is also a blogging site, and in this module we will dig more into WordPress system. Now, when we say content management system can be installed on a standalone computer, it can be installed on a server in a network, or we can also host online. So, a content management system is a piece of software which can be used for personal use. So, if I am an employee, I can create my own content management system. If I want to share my documents, then I need internet connection, or else if I want to create a repository of my software, my documents, then what I can do is I can install content management system in a standalone system. Even though if it is not connected with internet, no issues, I can at least use for my own purpose. Now, if the content management system is installed on server, then the employees or the students can benefit from that software. Whoever is connected to that server can access the content, provided they have access rights. And finally, we can also host content management system on websites or on www. So, when the content management system is hosted on internet, any person from anywhere can access content. Naturally, when we say content is accessible, then there are access rights. Unless we do not give access rights, the content will be private. If we want to make the content public, we can give access rights accordingly. So, there are various ways of hosting content. Now, let us see some more features. When we say content management system, it has applications. As I said earlier, content management system can support blogging, they can be used for inventory management system, we can create shopping website, we can create personal websites, a person can create his own website, or an institution can create their website using content management system. Content management system can also be converted into learning management system. As I quoted earlier, Moodle is a software which is content management system and which also works as learning management system. And finally, document management can be efficiently done using content management system. No doubt there are special document management systems, but a general content management system which is available in open source can be also used to manage documents. If we have somewhere around 1000, 10,000 documents, still it is fine. A small piece of content management system can manage documents easily. We can manage documents by month, by year, by date. It can be ordered by tags, it can be ordered by some ascending alphabetical order, or it can be ordered by years. So, content management system can help us to manage documents. Nowadays, most of the web developers, they do not build website from scratch. 10 years back, generally when a person was developing website, he used to code from A to Z. That is, he used to start from scratch, he used to create HTML pages, and finally he ended in some scripting languages like ASP.NET, PHP and so on. But nowadays, since the content management system are available, a website can be created just in couple of hours. A good website can be easily created within 1 or 2 days, which is good for shopping online. So, content management system also facilitates online shopping websites. It has rigorous security, there are patches available, regular updates are available. So, the developer need not worry of any bugs, any malware that can affect the content management system. Apart from this, content management systems, they also have plugins. So, when I want to add some extra feature, I can simply download the plugin and I can install within content management system. Let us see what is next. As you can see, blogging can be done using content management system. When we say blog, a blog is a web log which contains articles. Friends, earlier people used to write diaries. They used to write their personal experiences in personal diaries. Those diaries, they were private. They were not able to share their diaries. It was very difficult to publish your own experience. Nowadays, diaries are replaced by content management system. So, earlier days when a person was writing diary, he was writing articles. Today, the same article can be written using machine, the desktop system. These articles can be saved in content management system. The articles can be public or can be private. So, if I do not want to share my articles, I will make them private articles. Similarly, blogs can also be used to create websites. Generally, blogs support HTML pages. So, if I want to create a website, I can easily create HTML pages and I can publish as a website. So, these are the features which are supported by blogging software. WordPress is a widely used blogging software and it falls under the category of content management system. Now, let us move ahead. As you can see on the screen, WordPress is a web based online content management system. We can publish daily, weekly or monthly articles. There can be, the articles can be published publicly, it can be published periodically or aperiodically. These articles can be private or public depending on the WordPress system. The content is generally generated by authors and others, those who are viewers, they can comment on that content. Now, this is the beauty of content management system. For instance, if I am writing a personal article, if I publish my article, if I make it public, others can view those articles. Now, when the other people they view my article, they can also comment on my article. They can appreciate or they can give some valuable feedback. So, this is how some kind of collaboration can be done using content management system. One more thing, if I am creating an online journal, I am writing articles, and if I give authorship to other users, then even they can contribute to the content management system. So, rather than a single person contributing to the content management system or a single person writing blogs, there are facilities of multiple people, they write on the same blog. All of them can become authors, few of them can also become, they can give comments. Viewers can only view the article, whereas those who are commenters, they can comment on an article. Let us move on to the next slide. As I said earlier, WordPress is a widely used content management system. You can see the logo. WordPress logo is W. WordPress is available in 2 different flavors. WordPress can be used freely, or WordPress can be downloaded and you can install it on your system. So, when I want to use WordPress freely, I can use WordPress.com website. Using the WordPress.com website, I can create a user ID. I can access limited features of WordPress. If I want to use paid version of WordPress, there is another website, WordPress.org. I can purchase WordPress, the hosting will be purchased. As such, WordPress is a free software, you can download WordPress. But if I want a hosting service, if I want my domain name to be attached with WordPress, for instance, if I want Gujarat.com and the website is hosted on WordPress, then I have to purchase the website or WordPress hosting. So, WordPress gives 2 flavors. One is either you can pay and use WordPress. If you want to use it freely, there are limited features and there is ready-made option available, or you can download the WordPress software, you can install on your system. Let us take one example, how WordPress can be helpful to teachers. For instance, there is a school, the school wants to create content of notes, the student's note. So, there can be multiple teachers corresponding to physics, chemistry, maths. Each teacher can publish their content, they can write their content. A common WordPress blog can support multiple contents. A common WordPress installation can support multiple blogs. So, if I am installing WordPress, a single instance of WordPress, it is fine for an institute. We can create multiple websites on common installation, or we can create multiple blogs on common installation. As I have shown you earlier, a physics teacher can create his own physics blog, chemistry teacher can create his chemistry blog, maths teacher can create his mathematics blog. Now, let us go through the features of WordPress. WordPress is simple and easy to learn. It is quite flexible. You can use WordPress as a blogging software, or you can use WordPress as a website. We can easily publish articles. We can insert multimedia content. It supports lot of media formats, JPEG, GIF, BMP and so on. It also supports multiple users. So, we can create a collaborative system using WordPress. It supports media management. It is complying with W3C. So, whenever there are updates on World Wide Web, WordPress itself gets updated, and WordPress is a very colorful software. There are lot of themes available. Simply using a single click, you can change your website. Suppose I want to create a website of sports category, then there are ready-made themes available, and I can create a website which is quite good for sportsmen. If I want to create a website for hotels, or I want to create educational website, then there are themes available. So, all the colors, images, they automatically get installed on my WordPress installation, and I can create a very appealing website. Themes can be downloaded, either some of the themes are available free of cost and some of the themes can be purchased by paying. Let us move on to some other features of WordPress. WordPress supports plugins. This is a very essential feature. With the use of plugins, we can enhance WordPress like anything. WordPress also supports multilingual support. So, I can create articles, blogs using various languages. As I said earlier, WordPress is very easy to install, and even if you do not want to install, you can use online services of WordPress. There is a very strict spam control on the WordPress. So, whoever is doing commenting, whoever writes articles, we can avoid spammers on our WordPress installation. WordPress also supports GNU GPL. It is licensed under the general public license of GNU. WordPress has a good community support. So, if you get stuck up somewhere, there are people who can help you. If you do not know certain features of WordPress, there are a lot of articles available, and that is how we can ensure that we do the things properly. And WordPress can be used to create personal website, personal blogs, and so on. Now, as you can see on the screen, this is a sample WordPress hosting. This is a website created for some course. You can see the course, it was a refresher course. When you go through the web address is on localhost, or it can be on some paid service. Over here it is on WordPress. So, this is a website that is created using WordPress. You can see there are menu items over here. This course was of 3 weeks. So, there are 3 menu items for 3 weeks. There is a menu item for discussion. Now, let us see what more can be done. Here you can see there are discussions page, there is a poll, public poll created, and there are comments. Lot of users, they have commented on this WordPress blog. So, this poll can be installed using some kind of plugin. There are comments, there can be plugins to filter comments. We can also do spam control. There can be counters, they count the number of days, time. There can be feeds which can scroll over here. So, this is highly flexible hosting, and it can support multiple users, it can support multiple plugins. Now, this is a WordPress dashboard. As you can see on the screen, the dashboard contains lot of configurations over here. A default dashboard will give you this kind of screen. A single installation can allow us to create multiple blogs. Over here, the dashboard shows there can be posts, pages, there are configurations available over here, there is user management. Certain type of settings can also be done using this dashboard. Now, WordPress is quite fast evolving, so the dashboard may change. If you install WordPress, then the newer WordPress or the newer version may have a different dashboard. Generally, statistics are available on the dashboard. So, how many viewers viewed your website, how many of them commented, whether you want to comment or not, all these type of things can appear on the dashboard. Let us dig more into the dashboard. A WordPress dashboard supports posts. Using this posts item, we can create articles. It also supports media. So, we can upload various kind of graphics, audio, video content using WordPress dashboard. We can create static pages, which helps in creating website. So, when we click on the pages option, it allows us to create new pages. We can comment, we can enable or disable comment. So, if I post an article, my posting will be of an article, but if I want to disable comments, I can go to the comments and disable. So, no one will comment on my article. As I said earlier, WordPress is quite appealing. There are lot of themes, widgets, there are different menu items, different ways to represent menus, there can be headers as well. So, the appearance icon will help you to change themes, change colors, menu styles and so on. Now, there is a plugins option. We can install plugins. You can also remove plugins depending on the utility. We can search for plugins. You can search using some keyword and you can easily install using a single click. We will see plugins in the future section. User management is done using the users menu. There are tools to import or export the content. We can import content from other blogs or we can export our articles, our items to some other board using export menu. There is a settings menu. We can give permissions, various media settings can be done using this settings menu. So, this is the dashboard of WordPress. Now, when we create a post, this screen represents WordPress where we can write the post or we can write the article. As you can see, there can be a title of our article. This is what you see is what you get editor, somewhat similar to MS Word. You can write down the articles, you can manipulate the fonts using these items. You can publish the article, you can either make it private or you can publish it immediately. So, there are different settings for creating a post in WordPress. Now, let us see how to work on WordPress. WordPress can be installed locally. We can download the open source software from wordpress.org website. It is a very small software and it can be installed on your system. If you do not want to go into hassle of downloading and installing it, you can get it online, which is freely available. You can use online shared hosting. WordPress.com gives you online shared hosting. We can also use paid hosting where we can map our domain name with the WordPress website. So, the web space will come from WordPress and we can use our own domain name. There is one more way. There are virtual appliances. So, if I want a ready-made WordPress installation, even if I do not want to download WordPress, I do not want to use online WordPress, then there is the third way. There are various virtual appliances. For instance, there is Bitnami Stack. You can download the virtual appliance. It might be somewhere around 500 MB. You can download on your system. You can run the appliance on your virtual box or some kind of virtualization software and the WordPress is ready to go. The only thing you need is the admin password. So, when we download the virtual appliance, you must know the admin password. As soon as you start this appliance, your WordPress will start working. So, these are the different ways of installing WordPress. Now, nowadays, the point that has to be noted, systems are very good. We have enough RAM, enough hard disk. So, rather than downloading WordPress and going into the hassle of configuration, it is always better to download an appliance. As I said, 500 MB appliance is available. You can download it, which has pre-configured WordPress. So, there is no need of configuring the WordPress software. You can easily start the appliance and your WordPress will start. You need only a single page of reference how to log in as admin or how to create users. So, this is the future generation. In future, all the appliances will be available with the help of virtualization. There are softwares like OS virtualization, application virtualization, which will help to download the application and run on our system. Now, let us go through certain slides. Quickly, we will see the website of WordPress.org. So, this is the look and feel of WordPress.org website. From here, we can download the WordPress software. There is another website, WordPress.com. As it says, WordPress powers 30% of internet, and that is why I was tempted to discuss WordPress in this course. So, WordPress.com will help you to create your own free website or blogs. So, these are the screens which are available. You can browse the internet and you can land over to these websites. Now, let us quickly go through the steps for installing WordPress. This is a 5-step process. if I want to create WordPress for my organization, I will have to download it. So, the first step is download the WordPress software and unzip it. Now, WordPress cannot simply run on operating system, we need LAMP. So, in the second step we need a database as well as PHP server. The database can be MySQL or MariaDB, which has privileges of creating databases and we can access those databases. If you do not want to create database, there is an option to modify the config file. You can see here this is a PHP file. So, if you are somewhat familiar with PHP, you can easily handle the WordPress configurations. As I said, this is optional. There is no need to configure this sample file. Just by simply creating a database, your WordPress will be almost ready to be executed. Now, after creating the database, fourth step is to upload the WordPress files. Whatever we downloaded earlier can be uploaded on the server. This software will be our WordPress installation. After uploading the WordPress software, we can simply run the WordPress installation in browser. So, suppose if the website is example.org, you can upload the WordPress software on our server, and when you open example.org, it will start installation of WordPress. It will take hardly 4-5 minutes to configure WordPress using these steps. Now, let us see what database has to be done. While installing WordPress, you have to create a database. As shown over here, the WordPress requires this kind of database name that has to be created. Once the database is created, we have to create a user using that database. So, that is where MySQL comes into picture. You need access to database. After creating an additional database, you need to create user. After configuring user, you can go through the screen and check your installation. In my reading notes, I have given the link of installing WordPress. If you face any difficulty, you can go through those notes. There is a step-by-step process of downloading and installing WordPress, and it is a hardly 10 to 15 minutes process. Now, as I said, WordPress, the power lies in plugins. So, these are few plugins that are available with WordPress. There are plugins related to spam control, which won't allow users to input unwanted text. Spammers can be blocked using various plugins that can be helpful for spam control. There are plugins for backup. If your articles are very interesting, you want to preserve them, then we can install plugins related to backup. If I am creating a website, I can install plugins for search engine optimization. It also supports Google Sitemaps. So, there are plugins available which will generate Google Sitemap, and I can simply advertise my website on google.com. There are security related plugins. There are plugins related to statistical analysis. As such, how many bloggers commented on our website, how many visitors visited, how many visitors were from our country, from other country, such kind of plugins are available. There is a caching plugin to optimize the WordPress. RSS feeds can also be supported using certain plugins. Ready-made feedback forms are available, so you need not create or code forms. There are several forms available. They can be simply installed as plugins. WordPress plugins also support CAPTCHA. If I want to install CAPTCHA on my system, I can use this. There are plugins for social networking. There are plugins for Google AdSense. We can create amazing photo galleries. We can create albums using additional plugins. If I am creating a commercial website, I can use plugins for online payments. I can use plugins for member subscription. A list of plugins is given in the reading notes. You may go through the different plugins that are available for WordPress. As you can see over here, a plugin is installed. Ek Kismat plugin is installed, which is for spam control. Well, so let us summarize what we have learned in this module. We started with the discussion of content management system. What is a content management system? what benefits can be harnessed using content management system. Then we discussed WordPress, what are the advantages of using WordPress, how WordPress fits as a content management system, and finally we discussed how blogging can be done using WordPress, how we can create websites, how we can install WordPress, how we can configure various features, what are plugins, and what other features are available with WordPress. So friends, I hope you will experiment with WordPress. Either you can log into wordpress.com or you may install WordPress on your system and start using it. Looking forward to meet you in the next module. Thank you.